Can you hear me now? It does not say you can hear me. Let me try again. Why is this being weird? So in theory there should be audio, but for some reason there doesn't seem to be. So I'm gonna try. Okay, maybe now? Alright, I got it. Yes, priority is potato, not audio, but the audio is here now. But yeah, so potato, salt. I did take one bite, but that was so that, you know, I could get the inside, so I could actually put the salt on it. And so now, it's so much better with the salt on it. This potato's not gonna last very long though. I just realized it's kind of small. I either have to take like really small bites or get another potato, because this is gonna be like a super short stream otherwise. So I'm just gonna sprinkle a little bit more salt on there. I'm trying not to get it all over my desk. I've got this nice paper plate for the salt to go on. If they're poisonous, I would have died a lot longer ago. So, we're good. I used to eat these as a kid. Like, every time my mom would make french fries or, like, mashed potatoes, she'd always let us eat, like, some of the raw potato, like, sliced up with salt on it. Here, I'll like, lift this up so y'all can... It's a lot of salt. What is happening? I'm eating a raw potato. That's the whole point. Didn't you see didn't you see the amazing thumbnail I made with potatoes all over it? I think it's great. Is eating raw potatoes common in the world? In my world, yes. In someone else's, I don't know though. But I'm not worried about anybody else's world. I'm just worried about my world and my raw potatoes. My raw potato. I only have one right now. But if I go upstairs, there are like 30 more. So, I'm well stocked on raw potatoes to eat. You know, honestly, this is something I've wanted to do so long. Not necessarily live streaming me eating a raw potato, but just eating a raw potato just because. Toxic compound, which causes headaches. Wow, that doesn't sound fun, but it's fine. I should be fine. You know, and if worse comes to worse, I will just simply choose not to care, and I should be fine within like 2 days, you know? I'm not concerned. I've done this before, just not with the skin. Usually my mom would like cut off the skin, but it's fine. I think the skin's supposed to be at least a little bit healthy. Maybe that's apples. I don't know. Get some more salt on there. Cut the potato. I'm cutting it with my teeth. Is that good enough? Good stuff. I'm so worried. It'll be okay. I did this as a child. I ate slices of raw potato. It's okay, I promise. You do not need to worry. My immune system is already ready for this. It is prepared. Did you at least wash it? Yes, I did wash it. I grabbed it out of our potato bin. I washed it in the sink. I dried it off with a paper towel. I grabbed my plate and my salt. I ran down here to eat it. I'm gonna have my potato. It's pretty good. Not quite as good as, you know, eating it as a child, because that just hit different when mom was cooking potatoes and kept giving me, you know, slices, but still pretty great. Definitely would do this again. Needs a little bit more salt though. Gotta get my sodium in, you know? That's what's in salt, right? I like potatoes. I'm glad I'm not the only one that likes potatoes. Honestly, I think potatoes are pretty fantastic. And not just because, you know, you can make them into all kinds of things. I don't like most of the things you make with potatoes. I just like potatoes. Raw, sweet onions. Now see, I have eaten raw, like, regular onion before. Not like for fun, but for the sake of winning a competition. But then we ran out of onions, so I just had a tie with like 2 other people for first place. Very disappointing. What's life worth if you can't roll the dice on a potentially poisonous potato? See, I learned this from Minecraft, you know? Some potatoes won't be good, but even if you get a bad potato, you won't die. It'll just be a little bit sad for a little bit of time. But in the end, it'll be okay. No, boiling it makes it not taste as good. I don't like my potatoes boiled. I like them fresh. Good stuff, for sure. I really do not want to boil my potato. That's. See, I don't like mashed potatoes or baked potatoes. So why would I cook the potato in any way? You know? I'm just here for the raw potato. That's the whole point. I wouldn't be doing this stream if I didn't have a perfectly raw potato to eat. It's a little bit tough. Purple potatoes. Interesting. Can't say I've ever eaten a purple potato. But, you know, I'm not really worried about that. I'm just worried about this random raw potato. You know, someday I should do a stream that's like the whole process of eating a raw potato, because we grow potatoes in my garden. So, I could like stream me go and get a potato from the garden, you know, wash it, and then eat it. Give it the whole process. For now though, just one potato. It's been pretty alright, you know? Not like my favorite thing ever, but it's really not bad. Funeral potatoes. Now, I honestly can never remember what funeral potatoes taste like. I don't know. I mean, there's some kind of like cheesy potato thing that I ate that was good. That was cooked, but that's like some of the only kind of like cooked potatoes that are good. And it's just like this one brand. And there's cheese, so no wonder it was good. Do the chickens eat potatoes? I don't know if we've ever fed them potatoes. We might have, but I'd have to ask my dad. I do know they like spaghetti though, and that's honestly what's important. Raw spaghetti is actually pretty good too. Maybe sometime I'll do a stream of me eating or raw like macaroni. It's a lot easier to eat than raw spaghetti because you can put it in your mouth all at once, and the crunch. If any of you guys have seen my first nacho cheese video, you will know that the crunch from eating a piece of raw macaroni is just absolutely beautiful. Good stuff, you know? This kind of reminds me. Most of my life, I've not been able to just, like, eat an apple without cutting it into slices. But finally, after, like, 2 years of having my braces off, I tried, and I could for, like, the first time in my life. And so thinking about that now, a few years ago, I probably couldn't have eaten a potato like this. It would have hurt my teeth too much. But now, I feel so capable because I can just eat this raw potato without even cutting it. Spaghetti tacos? What's a spaghetti taco? I don't know that I've ever heard of that. Every other bite of this potato is like too salty or not salty enough. I can't get the perfect like in between. I'm getting pretty close to done though. There's not too much left. Oh yeah, now braces are literal torture devices. Like, not even gonna lie. That was very traumatizing time in my life. It was very, very great when I finally got them off though. You know, it was not fun though. When we had to remove the metal screw that they had put in my gums a few years earlier, that was not fun. But it was nice to have it gone, other than the fact that I just kind of knew there was just a hole in my gums. That was a little bit traumatizing just in and of itself. Why? Well, so like on my earlier stream, I for some reason started thinking about potatoes, and when I was a kid, my mom, whenever she was like making fries or mashed potatoes, she would always cut like the raw potatoes into slices and whatever. And me and my siblings, she would like sprinkle salt on the slices and like let us eat one or two of them before she could put them in the, pot or whatever. And so I just have had this like back burner appetite for raw potatoes with salt. So I just decided tonight, got my salt, my potato, and a plate to protect my desk from the salt. And I'm just having a great time, you know? Star fruit. I don't know that I've ever had star fruit, but like, it just doesn't give me good vibes because it reminds me of a lot of other weird, random, exotic fruit that my family has decided to sample. Smith's, like the store. For some reason, they randomly have like the weirdest fruit. One time we got this fruit called jackfruit. That was one of the weirdest things I have ever eaten. It literally smelt like silly putty. Like, you know that like silly putty that you like squish and it like makes noises? It smelt like that. And it tasted like that too. Like, tasted like the smell. I've never eaten silly putty. I'm not that reckless. I've never eaten silly putty. But it's the taste of the jackfruit was equivalent to the smell of silly putty. It was so bad, but I got paid like $1 for eating it, so in the end it was fine. Aloe vera consistency. I don't like the sound of that. Lime pineapple flavor does sound pretty good though. I like pineapples. Not canned pineapples though, because canned pineapples always have those like weird like hard parts of the pineapple and the rest of it's just like extra soft and it's so weird. What is this about you eating raw potatoes? I've got a raw potato and salt, and I'm putting the salt on the raw potato and I'm eating it because I can and because it brings me back to my childhood. Eating raw potatoes was an important part of my childhood. So you remember eating Play-Doh. So if you ate Play-Doh, why are you getting upset at me for eating a raw potato? This is significantly less bad. Though there actually are some types of edible Play-Doh. I once made edible Play-Doh. It wasn't good, but it didn't kill you to eat it, so it's fine. It was all good. Getting like really down to almost the end of the potato. Oh, that was a little harder of a piece. A little more salt on there. Skin is aloe vera leaf style. Inside durable, like a durable jello. That just sounds so wrong. Play-Doh is non-toxic. Well, at least potatoes aren't man-made. The ground makes these. You know? I actually got a piece of salt on like a crack in my lip. I started to burn a little bit. Don't like that. See, the salt is more dangerous than the actual potato. Like, it's fine. But I honestly do not know what the effects of eating an entire potato would be, because I don't know that I ever ate like a full potato raw in terms of like the amount that I ate in a single day. But honestly, I feel like it's fun. I'll wash it down with some lemonade and then eat some frozen fruit, and it should be fine. Ooh, I don't like kiwi, so that's a no-go for me. Kiwi is one of the few fruits that I just don't vibe with. Kiwi, and I also don't like blueberries. Pepper or garlic salt? Am I supposed to put garlic salt on my potato? It's just good with the salt. It's fine. I mean, I could try pepper, but I've never had pepper on a raw potato before. I don't know what to think of that. Not gonna lie. As I'm getting to like the little end, it's getting harder to eat it. Oh yeah, for sure. This is way better than eating a card. Eating a card was... No, I know, right? I don't like blueberries, which doesn't make sense because I really like most berries. Like, strawberries was like my favorite food as a kid. I still love strawberries, blackberries, and raspberries too. But blueberries, for some reason, I don't really like them. Unfortunately, they're always in all the fruit mixes, like the frozen fruit mixes I get. They're always like berry mixes. So they have blackberries, raspberries, strawberries, and blueberries. And for some reason, they put more blueberries than anything else in there. But in order to enjoy the rest of it, I just suffer the blueberries. But if I'm eating a frozen raspberry and a frozen blueberry at the same time, at least I can focus on the taste of the raspberry. So it's like mostly fine. Raw potato is weirder than a card. I guess we all have different, levels of things that we think are weird to eat. I mean, what I ate as a child was honestly significantly worse than this. Well, like one thing I ate as a child. I don't know I feel like my video would get demonetized if I explained it though, because it's a little bit scary. Pokestar's over here weighing card, raw potato. I mean, I'd rather eat another no, I guess it depends. It depends on the day. Some days I'd rather eat another card, some days I'd rather eat a potato. The potato takes a lot longer to eat than the card. And I keep putting too much salt on it, so it's like super salty. But I'll take a drink of my fancy lemonade in a second, because I'm almost done. There's just a little bit left. Oh yeah, raw steak, that would be nasty. I like my steak very well done. Like, almost crispy, but not quite crispy. It can't necessarily be crispy, because then it's just, tastes like ash. But I like it to be pretty well done. There's gotta be only 2 or 3 bites left, max. Dip in a little bit of the salt that landed on the plate. And honestly, I could probably stick this whole thing in my mouth and just finish it, but I think I'll do 2 more bites. Too much salt. There's too much salt in that one. Ugh. See, the salt is a bigger problem than the actual potato. Paw puffer. I've never even heard of that, so I definitely don't think I've tried it. Alright, last bite. My body is like, no more potato. Ooh, I don't know why that last bite was so hard. My goodness. Alright, lemonade time. Ew, that tasted wrong. Mixing with the taste of potato in my mouth. Potato and lemonade, not a good combo. Not gonna lie. The first half of the potato I enjoyed, but when I got to the second half of the potato, it just got to the point where my body did not want me to eat it. It was like, stop! You don't need more raw potato! But I did it anyways, and now I've eaten a whole raw potato today. Tonight. It's 2:30 in the morning. Great activities to do at 2 a.m. Eat a raw potato on live stream. What's this pizza? I just constantly baffle people with my sauceless pizza, but it's just what I like. I'm gonna say it's kiwi, but with a grapey banana taste. Ooh, that would definitely be a no-go in my books. I definitely do not like bananas, and I don't usually like grapes, but sometimes they're okay, but usually not. I'm gonna try and drink another sip of lemonade. Try to wash down the last little bit of potato. Just, I don't know how I feel right now. It's my brain is fine with the fact that I ate a whole potato, raw. But my body is just why? Why did you do that? Why? Honestly, I should really be surprised though, considering some days I just eat Scooby snacks for meals. I actually technically ate Scooby snacks for dinner today, so. See, now, I don't know, I just don't like bananas. As a kid, I liked bananas sliced up and dipped in cinnamon, because for some reason that's just something I ate as a kid for a meal. But I just do not like bananas now. I think part of it's like when they're a little bit stringy and it's just no. But, I'm gonna just take my drink real quick. No, it still blends with a little bit of potato taste in my mouth. I'm gonna definitely need to eat something else to. It's like my mouth just tastes funny now. Like, I was really excited about that potato at first, but now I'm like, I really gotta, like, mentally, like, process the potato. Eating it was one thing, but, like, the mental processing now. That was, it was a fun time. I don't regret it. My body's just very confused. But why would you mix banana with peanut butter? Ugh, that's almost like when, like those gross, like, analog things where you'd put peanut butter on a stick of celery and then put raisins on it. Those were, like, the absolute worst snack that people tried to pretend was okay. In my opinion, it's just no. Maybe that's because I really hate raisins, though. And I only kind of like grapes. So, like, dried grapes, just everything about that is just bad. It's just terrible. Raisin, really any dried fruit. I do not like dried fruit at all. Like, I really like most fruits, other than, like, bananas and kiwis and blueberries. So I guess a good few, but, and, some people classify tomatoes as fruits, but I just prefer not to think about the classification of tomatoes because I prefer not to think about tomatoes at all. Banana and peanut butter. I don't know how to feel about that. I don't know. I think I will happily live without trying that ever. I'd rather eat another card. See, I guess I've only ever eaten half of a card at a time. So I guess it would depend on, like, the amount of a card. I've also never eaten a hollow foil before. I don't think I want to find out how that would go, because those hollow foils, they are super duper hard to rip apart. Like, I've got this one, like, trappage that I tried to rip it apart on the reverse foiling, and it just didn't work. So I don't want to have to force my stomach to try to, like, digest hollow foil. It'd probably just be like, no, what is this? This isn't food. What are you doing, you silly? Potato chips. I actually don't really like potato chips. Like Lay's? No, I do not like Lay's chips. Their barbecue chips are okay. But for the most part, I don't really love Lay's chips. They just don't have enough of a flavor for, like, me. I don't know. So, I'm not a huge fan of potato chips. I prefer tortilla chips. Those are the type of chips I like. French Doritos, no. Do I like Mexican food? Like certain Mexican food-ish things, but probably not really like real Mexican food. I like street tacos, and I don't know that those are really that Mexican. They may be called tacos, but they're, my mom just makes them, and she's not Mexican at all. But, so, I just don't try other restaurants unless people just, like, buy it for me and are like, here, eat this. I'll still say no, like, half of the time, but maybe. Like your Doritos up. Ooh, apparently we have Cool Ranch Doritos right now, and I saw them earlier, and I kind of wanted to eat them. Then my mom put them away, so I got distracted doing something else. Churros! I love churros. So see, that's another interesting thing. I used to not like cinnamon, like, at all. And I still don't think I really like cinnamon rolls. But I think that's largely to do with the type of frosting that you make them with. But, like, then I just started liking churros one day, and now churros are so good. Now I want a churro. That'd be great. It's a nice churro from Sam's Club. I should really try to figure out if the Sam's Club by the place I work has churros, because I know the other Sam's Club does. So, go fund me to churro restaurants in your area. I could, or I could start up a GoFundMe so that I can afford to not live in a cardboard box when I grow up. Though honestly, I'm totally okay with living in a cardboard box when I grow up. But, like, apparently everybody else thinks that's, like, a pretty unacceptable, like, life choice to live in a cardboard box. So, for everybody else's sake, I'd probably be a better use of my time to work on a GoFundMe so that I don't have to live in a cardboard box. But I still don't have a raccoon friend. That's definitely important to have a raccoon friend. Yes, I love churros. if you got churros, I want them. They're great. I don't know. It was, yeah, I love churros. Yes, it sounds club. They're churros. See, now my family's never had a Costco membership. We've only ever had Sam's Club, so I've never tried Costco churros. But Costco and Sam's Club are like the same thing, but just not the same one. So I'm sure their churros are pretty similar. But yeah, those Sam's Club churros, that's good stuff. I haven't had one in like a few weeks, or like maybe even a month. It's been a hot second. I should tell my mom to get me a churro sometime, because like a few times a week she has to go up to the places that she works for to pick up and like drop off paperwork. And there's a Sam's Club like super nearby, so I can just be like, hey mom, when you go to work later this week, will you grab me a churro? Cause I just want a churro. Every once in a while she just surprises me, and when I wake up at like 2 p.m, she's like, guess what? I got you a churro, and I'm just like, yes. Waking up to a churro. See, now we got Pokestar craving churros. See, now I'm not really hungry enough to eat a churro right now. It does sound good, but I'm not hungry enough because that whole potato, that's a pretty decent amount of food. Like, potatoes are pretty dense, so like, you know, I'm pretty full right now. At least the potato taste has mostly left my mouth though. Like, it was good at first, like I said, but as I ate more and more of the potato, my body was just like, no more potato. We're gonna get a churro at 3 a.m. That is a very good question. There's gotta be somewhere open at 3 a.m. that you can get churros from. There's gotta be. It's a very, very important thing, being able to get churros at all hours of the day or night. Why chicken? No. Like, I do not want fruity or, like, sweet taste mixed with savory. That is a definite no-go for me. Yeah. Now, see, I used to like a lot of different types of chicken, but now I just don't. I don't like most meats, to be honest. What do I like, though, of, like, anything? I'm just very picky. Like, meat-wise, I like certain steak, but it has to be well done. And not really most chicken. I like pepperoni, preferably on pizza. I like that type of meat. And like, if I have a sub sandwich, like some just like sliced turkey, it's pretty alright, but not ham. I do not like pig meat. See, like, I used to like bacon as a kid, but now I do not like any type of pig meat. Like, I just cannot. Bacon is, I do not like bacon. Just the smell of bacon, I'm just like, no. Please, no. Immediately, no. Don't go to barbecue. You know, I am actually going to be going to a barbecue, apparently, on Monday. So that should be interesting. Because I don't know that I guess I've maybe been to, like a kind of barbecue, but it's more like a neighborhood, like, get-together thing. But, yeah, I'm going to a barbecue. I get to bring, like, hamburger and hot dog buns. It's kind of funny. We were talking about it on Discord. And they were like, Zell, ask your parents for money to get, like, hot dog buns and stuff. And I was like, okay. And then they're like, because you're the boss here, and so you, like, say what goes. Or it was just something like that. It was just kind of funny. But my mom was right there, so I just read it aloud to her. And she was like, what? It's like, just reading what they said. My mom was confused, but she was like, yeah, I don't make Rice Krispies, which I'm really excited. Not gonna lie, I'm mostly probably just gonna eat the Rice Krispies because I really like Rice Krispie treats, like, especially homemade ones. Homemade Rice Krispies just hit different, and they're not very difficult to make, which just, they're so fantastic. I love them. It's good stuff. It really do be good stuff. Alright, well, I have had an absolutely lovely time, but I do kind of need to go to sleep because I open tomorrow. So yeah, if I want to get enough sleep, I'm gonna have to wrap up. This has been absolutely lovely, eating raw potato with you all and then chatting about food. But yeah, I think that will be our conclusion for tonight. What an adventure it has been. Maybe we'll do this again sometime. Or maybe next time I'll eat some other weird thing. I don't know. I'm sure I'll find plenty of other strange things so that I can live stream me eating at like 2 in the morning. Very, very great use of time. But yeah, with that, I think I will wrap up. Thank you guys again for this delightfully chaotic time. And yeah, I will see y'all whenever I stream next, which I don't know. It could be Friday, could be Saturday, could be Monday, could be Tuesday. Probably Monday at the latest though. And yeah, that is all for tonight. Thank you guys again for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.